Whether top-of-the-heap advertising and marketing man Frank Palmer is coming up with a simple idea, a fully fledged ad campaign, or rethinking how to hook you on a bowl of cornflakes, a can of low-salt soup, or a small car, he knows what it takes to get results. Palmer roamed the advertising land when some madmen reigned, and he is still roaming online and off. It is my pleasure to welcome Chair and CEO of DDB Canada, Frank Palmer, back to Studio 4 to tell us more. Long time no see.
It's been a while.
Did you get a new umbrella?
Well, it was part of a prop. It was a worn-out umbrella that they used to make it look like it was a windy city. Like it is this morning, actually.
Exactly. But there you are.
Yeah, that was on a rooftop in Vancouver, in top of a air conditioner unit. I was a little bit nervous up there.
You're afraid of heights?
Yeah.
Really?
Not afraid of flying, but I don't like to stand on tall buildings.
I didn't know, but it's a great shot.
It's not a bad shot. The good photographer, actually.
Well, it says that you travel the road less traveled, and yes, you do. How did this all begin for you, advertising?
Well, I started off as an artist, a commercial artist, I suppose, working for a television station in Vancouver quite a few years ago. And I trained at art school and went to art school for about 2.5 years and decided that there was no money in that, so I needed to find a job.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's money if you're really good.
Yeah, it's hard to make money at being
Picasso,
an artist.
I don't know if he made money.
Yeah, well, he made his money when he was dead, so I mean,
exactly.
Couldn't get to spend it.
No.
I like to spend mine before I'm dead.
I hear tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've made a lot in the advertising game. Why? Why are you so good at what you do? What is it? What's your secret? Or is there one?
Well, maybe there's multiple secrets. I mean, the point is that I think you probably need to always hire people that are better than you are. And I think if I had any kind of a secret, it was the fact that I know that I was limited at my ability, and I would try to hire people that were really good at what. And I think I was pretty good at connecting and putting people together and putting the right teams together. I mean, you have to have a little bit of a skill doing that. You have to sort of recognize talent.
Sure, and recognize your own weaknesses.
And weaknesses, yes.
Yeah, always hire up.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And you're the highest ranking ad agency, it says in the PR stuff.
Well, we've won more awards in advertising than any other agency in Canada, and we still are the highest ranking agency award-wise by about twice over our nearest competitor, and that's pretty good. Today,
what does it take to sell something? How is it different than when you started?
Well, there's I mean, motion still sells. Emotional commercials still sell. I mean, people like to be associated with winners. I mean, Apple does a great job at getting people connected to their products and services. But more than ever today, with all the various different venues of advertising, it's harder than ever before to make sure that people are paying attention. But still, emotion sells, and people like to have entertainment. People like to be entertained, and I would say that 99% of the commercials today are crap.
99%?
Oh yeah, most of them are crap.
Why?
They're just not, well, I think in many cases the clients don't allow the agency to do the work that they've been hired for. You know, there's so many checkpoints, there's so many different ways that commercials are tested and filtered, and by the time it ever makes the market, it's vanilla.
Well, when we see a slick commercial, we love the commercial, but sometimes we don't know the product.
That's true. That's true.
I was thinking, I know that you did the Cialis campaign.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I thought that'd be a tough campaign because the Viagra guy is singing good morning, right. And we're singing good morning, and we know what it is. And then Cialis, I don't know if Cialis was first before Viagra or how it all
Viagra
worked.
actually, they came out first with their commercials, and then a number of years later we did the Cialis commercials, and they're taking a different kind of a look and feel to them, and but they've been very successful also.
Yeah, why?
Well, I think that people are laughing at it. I mean, they can see when the guy's doing a little cutting of the hedge, and the wife is trying to talk to him, and
right.
I mean, there's she's trying to give him a hint, and we got to look into the commercials, a little bit of depth to figure out what's going on.
Well, like feminine hygiene when we were jumping out of planes.
Yeah.
Right, all of that, and Jan Arden just showed herself in Zoomer magazine.
Yeah, very brave.
Very brave, extremely brave, and she's like one cool.
Yeah,
girl.
I mean, I got to give her full marks for doing that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. She said, I'm 50 and I don't care.
She's proud of herself.
And this body image thing, it's no big deal. So here I am.
Here I am.
But she did say in the article that her parents are not very technical, and they think an iPad has something to do with feminine hygiene. I know.
Very funny.
Very funny and good. But it illustrates how you have to sell a product to everybody, not just to the 20-year-olds. They know what iPads are, but her parents, who are probably 70-something, maybe don't know.
It's harder to reach certain people today more than ever before. I mean, even at my age, I'm still trying to learn as much about everything as I can and be up to date as possible, because it's changing so fast. I mean, everything's just moving.
Social media, crazy.
Yeah, I heard something
tweets,
the other day. Yeah, tweets,
this, that,
hashtags, and all that stuff.
Right.
That you got to. What is that? What's that? Where's it going now? What's happening? And I mean, I've heard that people over 40 don't want to be followed, and people under 40 want to be followed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then if something goes viral, you're happy if it's a good something.
Yeah, well.
And if it's a bad something.
Well, there's a lot of bad somethings out there right now, especially with social media.
So let's take a look at one of your ads. This takes the salt out of the soup, we think. Where would that ad be?
I could hardly believe it when I heard the news today. I had to come and get it straight from you. So tell me all about it. Tell me about the plans you're making. Oh, tell me one thing more before I go. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you?
Sidekicks now have 25% less sodium than before. Not everyone's happy about it.
Well, I got the message. There's less salt in the Nor products.
Well,
I didn't get it till the end.
That's okay as long as you got it. I mean, the point is that that was a tough sell. I mean, the client didn't really want to do that, because most clients really just want to put on the box, 25% less salt, and end of story. Customers and people who are buying the product probably wouldn't remember it as well as they did with that particular commercial, and that won all kinds of awards, and one of the outcomes was producing the salt shakers, and they sold out. I mean, we have to
30,000 salt shakers sold out like that.
Like that. Yeah.
We bonded with Salty.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a good commercial, and the client was brave to do it, and that's what us advertising guys love to see.
And then how do you measure if they sold more soup?
They did.
Because of Salty.
Oh no, they sold a lot more soup.
Because we all think low salt, good for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there has to be a benefit to the consumer in order to buy a product, and if you can prove to them that if salt is important to them or less salt is important to them, and it comes across in a very creative way, we've been successful.
Okay, and when you use Michael Bolton, and I'm assuming that was Michael
That was
Bolton
Michael
singing,
Bolton,
in a commercial, do you pay him? How does that work?
Well, we have to negotiate with his agent, and convince obviously the agent that this is the right kind of product for him to do, and we have a few people in our office that would go and do that.
I see. And then, so does he get residuals if this?
Well, he would if it played
goes
again.
on
If it played again, he'd get another whack of money. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you sit down in your office at the big table or the little table with the ping pong table with the client.
Well, it's You mean
And what do
actually
you
when
say?
we negotiate with them?
Yeah,
then?
when you negotiate. So
Well, it's
somebody comes in and says, Frank, I want to sell these golf clubs. I got these new golf clubs. They're called Jersey Shore golf clubs or something. And nobody's buying them. They're all buying Pings and TaylorMades, and I need to sell the Jersey Shores. Where would you start?
Well, that's what we do. I mean, we have to find that competitive advantage for any particular product. I mean, at one point in time, we were trying to sell some vitamins over other vitamins, and we couldn't figure out what was the difference between this pill and that pill. And until we went to the actual factory when they were making it, and the client said, as we were walking through, they said, well, our vitamins are not bounded with alcohol. And so what do you mean they're not bonded with alcohol? Well, most drugs are bonded with some form of alcohol. And that was our whole campaign. It came out of just that research, that walking through the factory. So the whole campaign came about that our drugs, our vitamins don't have alcohol in them. And that
Interesting.
we built a whole campaign on that.
Research key then. What about simplicity?
Well, I think the simplest commercials are the best commercials. You know, I mean, it's you know, if they're too confusing, and I think most commercials are too confusing. As you said earlier, sometimes you didn't get it until the very last minute, but at least you got it.
Right, but sometimes you don't know what the product is.
Oh,
like you love the commercial, and they say, well, what are they selling? And you think, I really don't know,
Well,
but I love the jingle.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times the beer commercials used to be that we could take the track from one beer product and put it on the other one, and you wouldn't know.
So Miller Time,
What could be Bud
Molson Time,
Molson Time,
Bud
yeah.
Time.
They could be all the same, you know.
Beer.
Yeah, you know, good-looking ladies, water, bikinis. Who is it?
sure,
Can't tell.
no, but
That's
to
why
brand a beer then,
Well,
question
we did a
is-
bunch of the Bud commercials. You knew what they were.
I remember the
yeah, yeah.
Anheuser-Busch, the
yeah,
big
and the Bud
horses.
Light Institute. I mean, it was very
Yes.
famous for all the, you know, we invented feminism, you know, and
Of
the
course.
shoe sale.
Yeah,
and,
sure
you
you
know,
did.
we did, or at least Bud Light did anyways, not me, but it was a great series of commercials that we did years ago, and they're still remembered today.
And years ago they said sex sells. It
Does.
just does.
It does.
Put a
It
girl in
does.
there in
Yeah.
a wet T-shirt, do something because sex sells. Still true today?
Still true today. Yeah.
Gay, straight, doesn't matter?
I think you got to be careful with everything. I think you got to do it with some form of taste, but I think that sex sells, yeah.
Well, we could talk to Ellen, but she hasn't called lately, and you know,
Well, I think, you know, she's doing those new
says-
commercials. Have you seen them?
for J.C. Penney.
Yeah, I think they're great.
Me too.
Yeah.
And
And there was an uproar over that
the
whole
moral
thing.
moms are all in a knot
Yeah, I know,
because
but you-
Ellen's a
you got-
spokesperson.
you know,
I think
there's-
J.C. Penney, or J.C. Penney, as my father used to call it, will get more clients.
There's no
because
doubt
of
in
it.
my mind that the controversy over that will bring it more awareness than it did if it didn't happen. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like free advertising.
It's free advertising, yeah.
And she's got a show.
She's got a great show.
All of that.
Just like yours.
Yeah, just like mine. Frank Palmer, our guest, he is the CEO, the chair of DDB Canada. We'll come back.